Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 29 of Direwolf20's Server Play series. I promised you guys that last episode when I was looking at the pure bees and the node bees that we'd do a little research between episodes, and I did. Jaded confirmed by putting a node bee. It does move nodes, it's just incredibly slow, like really slow. But I do have my pure bees here, so I wanted to show you guys how these work real quick. Just gonna steal an apiary. I think I've got one. This one can come with me. And I'm just gonna put them in an area that has some flux. So I did get the pure bee, Soren. How cool is that?
Nice.
Yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go find an area with some flux, and we're gonna just set the bee down. So here's some flux right in this general area. So basically, all I wanna do is get this bee cooking. And it should eat the flux out of the environment over a period of time. And I'm going to leave the pure bee in the apiary here, and we'll come back and check on the queen a little bit later. This episode, Soren and I are going to expand what we've done in the workshop. So in the past episode or two, we made something really cool. We made this thing right here, the solar panel factory. And I actually used it between last episode and this one to make an HV solar panel, which then I gave to Soren, and he put in a interesting and silly place. Where'd you put it? Oh yeah, you put it up here. This place is a silly place for an HV solar panel. It's not even doing anything.
It's not doing anything.
It's doing something. There's a mass fab here, but like it's the most inefficient mass fab I've ever seen.
Workshop down there.
I know you're powering the workshop, but dude, it's an HV solar, and that workshop, that power is not really being used all that much.
So have the power.
Yeah, whatever. Also on the server, by the way, Neptune and Covert and Jaded and Matabase. I should tell him I'm recording. Pahimar. I think he was, yeah, he's still on TeamSpeak with us, as is King Lemming and Lex Manos. What's up? And Jaded Cat is here too.
Oh, so, Lex is here.
Yeah, Lex just showed up. I heard him join in. So I think what we should work on, Soren, is making this UU matter production a little bit more efficient. And I have a fun way to try and do it. Neptune gave me the idea. He said you should use routers. And I said, okay, I do want to use routers. Are ender tanks in already? Oh, I see ender tanks in my NEI screen.
But they're not craftable. No, that's the old texture.
Oh, sad face.
I know.
I wanted
that's the
ender
reason I can't build
tanks.
this.
I want.
If only there was an opera route.
Yeah,
No,
if only.
He doesn't have them working in this build.
They're probably. I'm not gonna like cheat the item in. I'm gonna wait for it to be craftable.
Yeah, and it's not even working in this build exactly. He
Well,
has
that's interesting.
optimized it insane.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of work. All right, ender tanks are coming. We'll see them when they're ready. But I want to move this HV solar. I think we should put it at the at our base, Soren, and we should build a machine using routers and recyclers and cobble gens and all kinds of cool stuff to make a good amount of scrap, and then use the scrap with the HV solar. Like right now, it's running, which is fine, but like one HV solar array running with the mass fab is really slow. So let's make this more efficient. What do you say?
Sure.
Alright, HV Solar, you're coming with me. As I give everyone a heart attack by breaking the HV Solar with a drill. Alright, why don't you carefully pick up the mass fab and a couple other items. Bring them with me. I'm going to head over there. I'm going to get some recyclers and some stuff ready. And then I'm going to come back in a few minutes when we're ready to start building this. Also, figure out where to build it. I'm guessing in our basement. Probably be a good spot. Of course, we're going to have to run the solar panel from somewhere, but we'll figure it out. All right, back in a few. All right, guys, so we want to do this with routers, which is actually going to be really cool and is going to work out great, except I ran into one issue. One of the items I need to make is the router upgrade item filter, and it's going to be a really... It's going to seem complex at first, but once I build it, you'll be surprised at how simple and efficient it's going to be. Unfortunately, in order for this to make any sense, I need to make a logic matrix in a crystallizer, which requires an invernium drop. So I need a crystallizer, which means it's time to set up some factorization power. Now, the cool thing is that Neptune's actually been doing some work on the mod and getting some cool stuff ready for us. We can actually use Railcraft steam in a steam boiler. Where's the steam boiler? Maybe it's not there. Steam. Yeah, there we go. Steam turbine. This nifty little contraption here will go ahead and allow us to use Railcraft Steam to create power for factorization. So I'm going to build one of these guys and show you how it works. It looks pretty neat. So how about I get some of the components we're going to need, and then I'll come back in a minute to show you guys this whole thing in motion. All right, back in a few. All right, guys, we're back, and I think I'm about to craft something cool, right? I've got that and that and that, and a couple of you, please. There we go. Steam turbine. Soren, is it me, or did you change fabricators now so that if there's no room in the right side, but it's using the items in the right side, it will go ahead and craft and not get jammed up? Or is that my imagination?
I had that in there from the start.
Did you? Because for a while it was getting gummed up when the right side was full, even though it was going to use some of the right side.
Only if it will use enough to create enough room for the output item will it craft.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So let's go to the 1000 block or item ID range, because I'm looking for that item that does stuff, and I don't remember at all what it's called.
What is it?
That thing that allows you to, there we go, that's better. 1000-ish. Oh, lead wire is a block, isn't it? Darn. It's around 9263 is the factorization item chain. 9263. We're looking for...
Lead wire?
No, the charge meter.
Ah.
That's right. So I need 1 iron, 2 lead, and a sign. That is a funny recipe.
Need.
It will continue using its steam, but you can turn it off the redstone signal.
What's that? Oh, it will? Okay, understood.
But a redstone signal will turn it off.
Cool. Works for me.
Although it'd have to be manual, because they don't have any way of detecting how much charge is in.
Okay. I might just turn it on and off manually anyway, like with the... Well, yeah, I can turn it off. Okay, that makes sense. Cool. All right, so I guess the one last thing we want to bring with us, I guess I connect it to Buildcraft or conduits, and we're good to go?
Yes, just not from the top.
What's that?
From the sides.
From the sides? Okay, understood. So let's go ahead and give this a try, guys. I've got a partially charged battery block here. I've also got 2 full battery blocks that we're going to bring with us. Just the steam turbine, lead wire, and battery box should be all I need. And I've got the charge meter that I'm going to use to detect the charge. So we're going to sneak over here. Let's go outside. Soren, your microphone's eating me.
Sorry.
So we don't need a line of sight to the sky then either, do we? That's cool.
Yeah. World transformation makes my computer hungry.
Apparently.
Num nums.
So, have you used one of these yet, Neptune? Do these work yet?
Yeah.
Cool. So how about I put the steam turbine right here, and let's see what happens. Now this will impact our Buildcraft production, but that's not a big deal. Let's see, charge meter, conductor 0, or conductors 1, charge 0. 0 steam, 0.0, fan 0. You said the side, right?
Some sort of update.
What's that?
I think it needs an update.
There we go.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, block, place, or remove. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, look at it spinning. Cool. I like it. And charge and steam, we've got plenty of steam in there. So what's gonna, will it eventually like build up a maximum of steam and not accept anymore?
No.
Okay, so it'll just keep taking steam. But if I apply a redstone signal, you said it stops, right?
Open?
Okay, that works. Cool. Nice. Alright, so let's run some wiring here. Now, refresh my memory. Will battery blocks share power with each other in a line like that, or do they each need to be connected to the wiring?
That'll work.
That'll work. So that one wire connected to this block will charge all 3 battery blocks, right?
Yes.
So we see
battery
10
blocks
conductors, storage 58. Cool. So there's 10 conductors along this line. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cool. And if I put a block here, then this should also now read 11 conductors. Awesome. Cool. So now we're producing factorization power using steam. I like that. That's a really nice change. Cool. Storage is building up. Look at that. Hey, lots of power coming in now. Awesome. All right, so let's cut the steam power for a minute, and then we're going to come back with a heater and a crystallizer. And who knows, maybe we'll set up all the factorization machines up here in the workshop just for anybody who wants to use them. But for now, we definitely need a crystallizer. And in order for that to run, we need a heater. So let's see. Insulated coils require clay and lots of lead. So luckily I made some clay here and just threw it in a chest. So 1 heater's good, right? Will 2 heaters make the crystallizer run faster, or just 1's enough?
One's enough. It won't make it go faster. Well, it might make it heat up faster, but that's a really insignificant thing.
Okay. Not a big deal. I gotcha. So we've got the furnace heater, and then I need a crystallizer. You know, when you look up crystal in NEI, there's a lot going on there. Cauldron, string, stick. Well, that's not bad. Stick.
Yeah. In the last iteration of Forgecraft, XComp and I were both using crystal as the item name, which is like the hidden name for players. And then you add the play name to it. I inadvertently called his crystals quartz crystals when I named mine. He looked at it, it's like, wait, what? Sort that
Alright, now we've got a crystallizer. Excellent.
No, it's because we got crystallizer everything.
So I want to make router upgrades for item filters. I'm gonna need the logic matrix programmer, which I'm pretty sure we have around here somewhere, don't we? Logic matrix programmer. I know we had one. I remember saying like, oh, it's a good thing we got that somewhere because it's needed for stuff.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, you found it? All right, cool. We're gonna need that. You should put that in the free tools chest over by the bed here, which I'm now sleeping in. Cool. All right, so we've got this thing. So in order to make this router upgrade, we're going to need the logic matrix, which requires a invernium drop, stone, and a water bottle. And I can only make 1 logic matrix at a time, right?
No, you can make 4 at a time.
4 at a time. What's that?
You can make 4 at a time.
In the crystallizer? In 1 crystallizer?
Yes, because you can spread out the crafting ingredients among all the slots. Basically, you can set 4 stone and 4 inverium drops and 1 water bottle.
Oh, okay, I see. Because inverium drops stack.
Yeah.
Works for me. I'm going to need some gold and some lead. Yeah, lots of lead required here. That's what I'm going to make is 4. And then stone, that's easy enough. I might even have some on me. If not, I'll get some real quick. And water bottles. We're going to want 4 of these. Alright, I think I'm ready for this, Soren.
Okay.
Except for my inventory being full.
Yeah.
Usually my problem, I know. I'm terrible. That's alright, just sorted it all out.
Place the chest and get rid of it.
Alright, let's give this a shot. Now, is this one of those where it takes like 15 real life minutes or something to make?
20, and the TPS is not that great right now, so worse.
Oh, great. Okay, well, that's okay, no big deal. We have the magic of YouTube editing.
You guys.
Also, I already got some started a while ago. It's almost done.
Alright, so Invernium drops, water bottles, and smoothstone. There we go. The fires are cooking. So we'll come back in a few minutes with 4 logic matrices. That's okay. We don't have to wait too long because we want to start working on the router system and the recyclers. So, Soren, would you go with 8 recyclers or 4?
I went with 8, but I actually have 11 in my inventory.
Sweet. Let's go back to the overworld while this cooks. And remember, this chunk is being loaded because it's the boiler chunk, so we're in pretty good shape. I'm thinking we can leave the steam power disabled for now, so we've got it turned off. The batteries should supply enough power to the heater to get this crystallizer cycle done. 3 batteries, I presume, would be plenty of power. Like, we're barely using any charge at the moment, so we're okay. Let's go to the overworld and work on our UU matter production line. Alright guys, so here's what we're kind of planning here. We want to use fabricators, routers, and recyclers, and did you get those other things, the igneous extruders too?
I have 4. I don't have enough for all 8 yet.
Okay, well, that's a good start. How about we build the 4, and then we'll upgrade it to all 8. So what are you giving me, recyclers? Okay. And we need the upgrades too. And if we're going to... right, if we're going to really do this, you've got overclocker upgrades, or no, not yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, well, we can get that. So we're going to need probably want to have something. Let's get our power line running through here too. We've got this guy, the solar array. And then if this is our first setup, we're going to want another one here with recycler, recycler. We're thinking 8 recyclers and see how that does, at least to get started. And if we need more, then so be it. How fast do these produce cobble, by the way? Do we know?
1 every 2.5 seconds is what I think.
Okay. Well, that's not bad. We can probably use we can sort out some way to make that work out well with the recycling system. We might not even need overclockers if that's the speed. And then from there, I think we're going to want this and that. This is going to be our router and our mass fab. If I remember correctly, that's how we want it to work. And then we want a mass fab to be connected here. So we want this to be a high voltage line. And then we want low voltage coming elsewhere. So we'll figure that out. That shouldn't be too bad. And we'll tidy up the floor later. So if this is going to be our low voltage line, I'm going to need to make a MV and an LV. I'll be right back. Alright guys, how's that look? Shouldn't be too bad. Just going to place down the recycler Soren gave me, and then we're going to need another fabricator. We're going to need some more. Do you want to make the, whatchamacallits while I'm making this?
The upgrades?
The extruder? Well, let's actually turn on the igneous extruders and see if we need upgrades, because if they're not going to produce cobble that fast, then we don't need extruders that much, really. Is what I would think.
Okay, so I'll get some water and lava.
Yay, no explosions. The recyclers are connected to power.
Good sign.
That little celebration you do when there's no explosions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's necessary.
So this is one of the reasons I had the water tank just there.
Okay.
So I fill it up with water real quick and get the water cells out.
Oh, okay. Well, we should only need 1 bucket of water and lava, and then the extruder should run forever, right?
Each, yeah.
So we're having a fabricator fabricate the scrap into scrap boxes, and then we're going to use the scrap boxes to place into the mass fabricator. Sound like a plan? I felt as much.
Can you put scrap boxes in mass fab?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I
they,
didn't know
it's
you
just
could.
yeah, it's
9
like
times
compressed.
the.
All right, igneous
so
extruders.
it's
So let's see if
compressed scrap.
these things even need recycler upgrades, because if the extruder is producing cobble, I mean, that's pretty on target right there. We might not even need overclockers, Soren.
Yeah. If any, it would probably be just 1. If that's.
Yeah. But then my concern is 8 recyclers fast enough to keep up with this system? Like, that's really not going to produce much in the way of scrap, I would think.
Probably not.
We should probably set up an MFSU back here or something. So this runs, you know, even at night. But not right now. We'll get one later. Unless you have one laying around.
Maybe.
You might. Yeah, maybe 1 overclocker might be good, because I'm starting to see a little bit of a buildup of cobblestone. So 1 overclocker might not be a bad idea. But, alright. YouTube will be back in a minute. Alright guys, we're back, and making a logic matrix identifier. This is what the logic matrix programmer is for. It's for making these nifty tools. And once you've got this item, I got myself an item filter, which is an upgrade to the router. And then we're going to get a machine filter, which is going to require another one of those. We're going to need some silver and some dark iron. So I'm going to get a couple silver. That's not silver. And we've got the dark iron, and we're going to need another one of those redstone torches. And we're going to need another one of those other guys that I just made here. Which was the matrix programmer and the logic matrix. And I need another spider eye while I'm at it. Cool. There we go. And then the last step, of course, is the book, which probably is going to be the most painful part. I think we've got... There we go. Did not mean to grab this. Cool. Now the machine upgrade and router upgrade are 2 of the 3 upgrades we're going to want on our router to make this thing awesome. And wait till you see how well this works. It's going to be so cool. Okay, that works for that. Nice. Machine router upgrade. And then finally I want an ejector upgrade. That just needs, at this point, a couple pieces of cobble and some wood and a pressure plate. That's actually not too bad. Oh, and the piston I made. There we go. Ejector upgrade. Nice. Alright guys, so Soren made all the igneous extruders down here. We've got an MFSU hooked up to the line that's powering the recyclers, so that way the recycler line is kind of always going to be powered, and then the HV solar is always going to power the mass fab for us otherwise. Might even want to feed this power back out. No, that's alright. So HV solars will take care of the mass fab, and then, you know, the mass fab will pretty much run at all times during the day. We've got the fabricators making scrap boxes using these guys right here. So let's set up the router and see how it's going to work. You ready for this, Soren? Alright, so a router goes down here, and we're going to tell it that it's in extract mode. But no, I don't want it. Stop that. Bad mode. It's already running. If you apply a redstone signal, does the router not run, Neptune?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It passes its redstone signal up to the mass fab, by the way, which probably don't want it to do, but oh well. All right, so let's put this, configure this thing. So we want it in extract mode, and we want to insert the machine filter upgrade, like this. And with that, we can tell it which machines to extract from. And I'm going to tell it to only extract from container.fabricator, because Soren didn't name his block correctly somehow, somewhere. All right.
I thought I need to.
I know, don't worry. Then I'm going to set this guy, I'm going to give it the item up filter, and I'm going to tell it what items to pull out. In this case, I'm going to say pull out scrap boxes. So you can tell the router exactly which items to extract from exactly which machines, the fabricators. So this thing's going to pull scrap boxes out of the fabricators in the network. And then finally, I'm going to put the ejector upgrade in here. And what that does is when it's in extract mode, it's going to eject whatever it receives in one direction somewhere. I'm going to tell it to eject to the top, to whatever machine is on the top. And since the mass fabricator is on top, it'll eject into the bottom of the mass fabricator, which is where scrap boxes need to go. That's right, isn't it?
Hopefully.
Cool. Let's give it a try. You guys ready?
Yeah.
So all I got to do is flip the lever, and we should start seeing scrap boxes show up in the mass fab. Herpy derp. Hold on. Extract. Oh, because we're set to extract from top sides. We don't want that. We want extract from
Sides. There you go.
side, north side, south side, doesn't matter. And there we go. So now we're extracting from which side of the fabricator are we extracting from. We don't want to extract from the top. We want to extract from one of the sides of the fabricator. So that's what we just did. So now it's throwing all the scrap boxes directly into the mass fab above it. How cool is that? Now all we got to do is set it up so that
Daytime.
well, yeah, we need it to be daytime. That's important because the mass fab won't run at night. It's running off HV solars after all. And then what I'm thinking is I'm gonna want another relay set up in the network here to store. You know what we could do, Soren? Check this out. I'm gonna go grab something out of the workshop. Dum diddy dum. We could do this with a router, since we have one, but I think I'm just going to do it with a wooden pipe and a autarkic gate, because that'll be, you know, just as easy. So let's see, I've got an autarkic, I've got a wooden. Excellent.
Flux rubber trees.
So here I am about to use an ender chest to transport items like 10 blocks, but I'm still doing it. I like compact builds.
If that worries you, the current version of my solar factory will hurt. It has 20 ender chests.
Nice. Alright, so, oh look, it's daytime I think, because our mass fab's running. Look at that. Cool. So the scrap boxes are running now. I don't care if the mass fabricator, because we're using HV solar panels, I don't care if it runs during the day without scrap. Like, that's perfectly fine for me. I want this thing to run all the time. So the scrap is only serving to boost it. It's not going to be like where we had before, where we don't want to waste energy and we only want it to run while the scrap is in there. We actually want it to run all the time. I don't care if there's scrap or not. And scrap boxes actually produce quite a lot of extra power, don't they? Yeah, modifier. That's pretty cool. It's
9 times scrap.
Yeah, it's 9 scrap per scrap box, and it gives you 9 times as much modifier as scrap does. So, like, you're not gaining any modifier by using scrap boxes, but it is, like, you know, a little bit more efficient. So that, guys, is how you use a router to be awesome. I like it, Neptune. I like it a lot.
I think they might be producing...
What's that?
You might need another fabricator to handle all that scrap, if I'm watching correctly.
Maybe. We'll see.
Handle scrap? No, the fabricator, mass fab, or what are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean a mass fab.
Okay.
I don't. Well, the other thing is it's not running at full speed right now. We're splitting the.
Last I checked, the fabricator handles 9 scrap per tick.
Yeah.
Right. We're only splitting the power. Like 50% of the EU is going into the MFSU at the moment, and the other 50% is going to the mass fab. Once this MFSU fills up, the mass fab is going to be running a lot faster.
We should fix that.
What's that?
Discharge my gravity suit.
Oh, okay, you can do that. I have a pretty full gravity suit myself if you want. That'll make things a little faster.
Indeed.
Yeah, I forgot I had a almost fully charged gravity suit on me. Routers are epic.
Indeed.
They actually kind of are pretty super awesome. Alright, so that should fill up the MFSU. Now all the energy from the solar array is going to go straight into the mass fab. See how it's running a lot faster now? Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And that's with only 1 HV solar. Coming soon, more HV solars. Yeah. And of course, all this is going straight into the sorting room chest, which is right over here. So there comes, for example, the first piece of UU coming out of this Uber system. I like it. So again, mass fab will run at all times. Just this little scrap gen will make it, a little bit more efficient. And easily enough, we could add more scrap to this. The cool part is because routers will connect to any connected inventory, we could really do this like, even more awesome. Like we could really, if we wanted to, go nuts. Maybe at some point we'll set up a more efficient system. I'm already kind of formulating an idea in my head, a way for more efficient space to do this. But we'll see. That might have to wait for another day. And with that, guys, I am sorry to say we've hit the old wrapping up point. Definitely need to end the episode here. So, again, nice little recycler system. Creating some scrap boxes. Scrap boxes, by use of router, go into mass fab. And it's running pretty well. We've already gotten a few pieces of UU matter from this, and we're going to start getting more and more. And then we're going to have a pretty cool, I think, like, eventually what I'd like to do is like Chicken Bones did a season or two back. And as soon as he heard we were doing this, he's like, oh, it's a race. It's on. So he's probably going to beat us because he probably will have more time to play than me and Soren. But we want to make a system in the workshop right next to our solar factory. I want to make a UU matter to solar conversion factory. So basically, we've already got one. We're going to want to make another one right over, like right next to it, basically. That will you can come up, you can show, you can just shove some UU matter into a chest, and it'll extract in the appropriate amounts to the appropriate fabricators. Probably is what we'll use, and then from there we'll get all the ingredients necessary to make the sorting machines. So I want to have a pure UU matter solar array factory, and then what we'll do is we'll cook whatever we have to cook and pulverize whatever we have to pulverize. We'll have like some powered machines in this room, and then people can just show up with a stack of a whole ton of UU. I don't know. Do you know how much UU is needed for a solar one solar?
80 stacks.
80 stacks for what?
80 stacks of UU for 1 HV solar.
For 1 HV solar. Well, that's not so bad.
Yeah.
80 stacks for 1 HV solar. That's not too bad. How many stacks do we have, Soren?
18 and a half.
So we're like a quarter of the way there, almost, sort of, maybe a little bit. Maybe about a fifth is probably a more accurate number, but...
A what?
1/5?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that, right? Alright, guys.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Gotta wrap up here. So, Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed this episode. And next episode, like I said, might start working on that machine room. Might have a couple other things I want to check out. Alright, guys. Take it easy.